Namaste and welcome to Rhythm of Yoga. My name is Hannah and I'll be guiding you through this practice today. So for today, we are just learning a few things about our Surya Namaskara A. I know that often in our practices, if you go to a class at a gym or a studio, we often kind of plow through and move through them very quickly. And sometimes it's hard to have the time to break them down. So that's the whole purpose of this video today, is just kind of breaking it down and understanding it step by step, simplifying it, if you will. The importance of understanding the step-by-step movements and flow of our Surya Namaskara A is, of course, this is a very strengthening place of our practice, but it also sets the tone and sets the rhythm of our practice, which can be a very beautiful thing. So if we can find that flow in our Surya Namaskars and the beginning of our practice, that warm-up, then that flow can stick with us throughout our entire practice. And then everything comes into sync and you enjoy your practice that much more. So we're gonna start today coming to the top of our mat, bringing the big toes to touch and the heels slightly separated. If for some reason this is very uncomfortable for you, then you're always welcome to take the feet out a little bit further. But working toward bringing those toes to touch and the heels slightly separated, just depending on our body style today. Beautiful. So we're gonna root down into those feet and slightly lift the toes just to feel yourself really rooting down in through the earth. Feel that roots growing down underneath you and just pulling you into the earth, just giving you that nice solid foundation here. And then from here, feel that strength, that rooting, rising up through the legs. You can kind of squeeze the legs together and even feel a slight internal rotation in the thighs as you pull the hips back. So there's a slight tilt in the belly. As the belly pulls in, the ribs are back. Relaxing the arms down by the sides of the body. Open the heart, feel that open heart space. You can roll the shoulders back just to make sure that we're nice and open here. The shoulders relax down and the crown reaches up high. Let's get started. Inhaling, sweep the fingertips up toward the sky. Palms touch, gaze to the thumbs. As you exhale, energetically sweeping those palms down. Feel that flow, that grace, and that energy as we lower down toward the earth. Fold deep. Inhale to a half lift, flat back. So you could have fingers on the floor or palms on the shins, depending on the flexibility here. I'll do palms today as I lengthen out through the spine, from the hips all the way through the crown, gazes straight down. As you exhale, plant the palms down to the earth. You could bend your knees if you need to, as much as you need to get those palms down on the floor. Spread the fingers nice and wide and try and get the middle fingers pointing directly forward. From here, use the strength in your abdominals to step your right foot back and then the left. Coming into that high plank. And this first time through, we'll start down on the knees. So from the knees here, we're gonna slide forward. The toes could lift if you'd like, or stay down on the floor. It just depends on where you would want to be. But feel that nice slide forward. So we're activating in the abdominals. And as you exhale, bend in those elbows. And we want to come to a 90-degree angle with the elbows. And I prefer you stay higher. If that's too difficult, then going lower. So you could just barely bend here, and that's okay. You're activating in the triceps and in the chest. If you would like, coming all the way to that 90-degree angle. From here, we're pressing into the palms and feeling the hips slide through to cobra pose. So those hips kind of slide, the knees drag across the mat, and the hips reach forward between the hands as the shoulders slide back and down. Noticing ourselves rising out of that shrug as we gaze high. And from here, tuck the toes. You could rise from tabletop all the way up into your down dog. And in down dog, let's take the feet about hip width distance apart here. Fingers spread nice and wide. Middle fingers pointing directly forward. So your hands are about shoulder width distance apart, feet hip width distance apart. You could check here as you slide forward And you should be able to come right into plank from down dog. So that's the distance from hands to feet. So hips come up high. We're gonna bring that weight internally onto the thumb and pointer finger a little bit more than the rest of our hands. And then gaze up toward the belly. So as I gaze up toward the belly, the head kind of slides through the arms, lengthening out through the back, from the fingertips all the way up to the hips. And then my heels have that space to start to slide down toward the floor. Your heels might not touch the floor, they might be real high depending on that flexibility. And we're just letting that gravity take us in this area and even pressing as we use the breath to loosen up the body. And it might take multiple practices before those heels come down to the floor, and that's okay. As long as you feel it, you're doing it. So that length again from fingertips up to the hips, gaze to the belly, chest is yearning toward the thighs, and the heels melt down. Beautiful. From here, let's bring the gaze forward toward the hands, and coming back from that down dog all the way to the top of our mat, let's squeeze in the abdominals. Slide forward to the very tips of your left toes. Pull your right knee in toward your chest and then plant your right foot between the palms. Again, activate the belly and then slide the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale into a half lift. Again, that flat back, length from the hips through the crown. Try to imagine here the back of your neck, and we want to take the wrinkles out of that neck here. As you exhale, fold nice and deep. Slight bend in the knees as we reverse swan dive, pulling that energy all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, gaze high. Exhale, hands can either come to heart or down by the sides. Awesome. So moving into our second variation, our full Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, sweep the fingertips energetically up as you gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, sweep the palms all the way down to the earth and deep into your forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, flat back, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, and remember you have the option to bend the knees. Now here, we have the option to hop or take that step that we did in the first variation. So you can bend your knees if you want to take the hop, activate the abdominals, and the mula bandha, which is the pelvic floor. So just that squeeze in the pelvic floor and the low belly, uddiyana bandha. And from here, we're going to hop the feet back. So when I hop, I press into my hands, so I'm pressing away from the earth, and I'm squeezing the belly to hop back. Beautiful. From your plank position, we still want that slide forward. So in plank, let's make sure we're not too high and we're not too low. We don't want that sag, as we're protecting the spine here and activating in the abdominals. We slide forward to activate and exhale, 90-degree angle. Flip the feet, press into the palms, feel your feet slide forward as the heart opens up. As you exhale, send the hips up high. Come into your down dog. Inhale, bring the gaze forward. Take that little bend in the knees. And again, we hop to the top of the mat. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale to a flat fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Energetically rising up. Smile. And exhale, taking hands to heart center, samastiti. Beautiful. So if you have any questions about your sun salutations, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I hope that you have a beautiful day and always look forward to seeing you again. Namaste.